This is
That
like
thing knocking, ain't it? Yeah, that dude fat.
yeah, it's ain't stuck on me.
Fat Joe. Yeah,
I mean, it's more so the sample, but you know, whatever.
that's a fact. It's the It could be. It could be the combination of it.
If you notice, I wasn't singing Fat Joe's part, just the part that I know.
Hey, you wanna know what's crazy though? I don't really be learning niggas' lyrics no more. I don't know.
I do. I can't help it. If I like it, I'm definitely going to learn the lyrics.
Like songs be fire, but I hate that one question when they be like, "Yo, what's your favorite song?" I don't know. I'm the type to let it rock, like the album, and if I like it, I'll just spin it back. But I don't study the song. Like I ain't listening for the lyrics. I don't know the name of it. I just like.
So what the hell are you listening to?
I like it. I just like it, but I don't remember lyrics. And sometimes the name of the song it'll get stuck. You know, like you just asked me, "Who's Ted Lasso?" Shit. Like it's stuck in my head, and I know what other movies he played in, but sometimes I just get that freeze moment.
Nah, I can't. Like I be knowing if I listen to an album, I definitely know what my favorite songs are off the albums, or the songs I like more than the others off the album.
Mm-hmm.
I can't not listen to a song and not know the lyrics. You could be talking about a bunch of bullshit, and I'm sitting there nodding my head like, yeah, this shit hot. But then they can talk about the worst shit ever. Like, nah, bro, I need to know what the fuck you talk about. I got to with that logic, you might as well listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine, nigga.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I hear what you're saying. I think it's fire. I think it's dope, but I'm not memorizing the lyrics for some reason. That might be just getting old. I don't know. But
nope.
Yeah. Damn. You gotta start this podcast off.
Oh yeah, go ahead, kick it off.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to shit. That's how I started off like that though. It's been a while.
What episode is this?
Episode 192.
Yo, what's going on, good people? It's your boy Fresco Fame, one half of the Podcast Brothers, bringing you to episode 192. That's what you just said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 192. I'm your boy Fresco Fame. You can follow me on Twitter at Fresco Fame and on Instagram at Fresco Famous, or one or the other. Switch it up. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, you've been honestly like you get on me about the intros, but you've never got that Twitter shit down at Instagram. Nigga, name you too long. Fresco Fame, been famous and shit like.
No, it's only Fresco Fame.
Okay,
that's it. But I just don't know if it's Fresco Famous on Instagram or Twitter or Fresco Fame on Instagram or Twitter. Because some fucking dickhead out there tried to take a bitch name, so I can't have it the same on both.
That's crazy. I think I got my intro down. It's your boy Flaw 700, aka Flaw Claw Van Dam, aka Flaw Cigar, aka your boy Thumb Some Goy.
Hey, I sock it to you. Nobody ever calls you some dumb goy, by the way, but it's all right.
Hey, Thumb Some, that's the master. You know what I mean? That's the guy you search for when you're trying to find that you know what I mean, that glow deep within. No, Dumb Some Goy master the whole time on The Last Dragon.
You know, Dumb Some Goy was the fortune cookie machine, right?
Nah.
That nigga wasn't nobody, bro. It was a couple of Asian niggas faking hip hop, try to be cool and shit, and they was just. That nigga just took a fortune cookie way too seriously. Like, that's what Last Dragon is all about.
My story is Dumb Some Goy is the real master. He was that dude that you went to look for guidance and to find that within. Once Leroy found Dumb Some Goy, wasn't no stopping him.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going on though? How has been your 2 weeks? If you haven't known, we're going to do these episodes every other week. So we had off last week. The reception of the Podcast Brothers was astounding. Appreciate everybody that tuned in live and on the recorded audio.
So basically, the reason for us recording every other week, instead of every week, and doing it remotely instead of in person, is that, we're trying to limit the amount of times that we don't like each other and have lapses in recording. So
that's not true. That's not true. I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking for myself.
Okay.
No, I'm speaking fully for myself.
Okay. So how has your weeks been? How has the 2 weeks that we have not heard from you on the pod been? How's everything?
Man, everything is the same as it was 2 fucking weeks ago. Chilling, working, regular shit, dad shit, all that. Gotta go pick little man up from school in a little bit. Matter of fact, probably as soon as we get done this. Trying to go swimming today. I'm gonna take the fam swimming, maybe, but it's a scorcher out there, man.
Yeah. What's your swim area of choice? Are you a beach or a pool guy?
Pool. I ain't getting in the fucking beach water.
I'm a pool guy. I don't like sand. I don't like the beach water. I don't like beach. Beach is trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like this.
I ain't gonna say it's trash. I like the scenery of the beach. Yeah. I just don't necessarily like swimming in the beach water. I'll walk along the beach, no problem. You know, I just don't like. I'm not about to dive and be fucking in the beach water like that. I did that one time in South Beach, Miami, and I got sunburned so bad on my fucking face. It was terrible. Like, yeah, but it's just nasty water, man. Like, I don't want to swim in this fucking this world's water, man. Let me go check out the oceans on Mars. Maybe them shits is lit, but let me get a pool and I'm good.
Yeah, beach water. It's just the beach period is a lot. The sand, the hot ass sand, the just it's a lot. I'd rather be on the.
You gotta go on the right day.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
You gotta go on the right day. But the breeze that comes off the beach is amazing. It's just very relaxing scenery. There's something about big bodies of water that's extremely relaxing to me. So I can just sit there and just stare at the water, but I'm not getting in.
Yeah, my 2 weeks have been cool. Still doing what I do. Got some new ink on the arms.
You got tatted?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to cover the entire arm up or
you might as well do it. I'm about to get inked up too. You might as well just go for it, man. Full body ink, man. Let's do it.
Where? You don't have nowhere else to put ink. Ink where?
I got mad space. How you coming, bro? I got mad space. I got mad. Just watch it, bro. If Lil Wayne can get more tats, nigga, I can get more tats.
Bro, them niggas done ran out of spots to put tat. They started tatting the inside of their gums and eyelids and shit. I ain't never trying to get like that.
I ain't trying to get like that neither. I'm just making a point. If Wayne can find more spots to put tats, so can I, because I'm not even close to having that many. But I got a good amount, but I'm not finished.
Shout out to the black mama behind you. Legendary.
All day long. Oh, there we go. All day long, baby.
So where do we want to start this episode off? We got a lot to talk about, actually, man. We got a lot to talk about. Where you want to start off at?
We can start off right with the first topic we got.
What's the first rap song that you learned by heart?
Yeah, I seen Lil Duval post this on his Twitter or Instagram, one of them, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It's like, damn, because niggas been listening to music for a long time, and it's usually those first couple of songs you come across that stick with you, that you remember, that make you listen to more, or keep listening to music. So
coming up, right? First off, I'll say that I think the first rap song, because we saying rap, first rap song I think I remember word for word was Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff, Summertime. Yeah, that one. But the crazy story though, right, is, you know, back in the day when there used to be nap time, when they used to make you take naps. Back in the day, I was a big fan of Video Soul. I don't know if y'all remember Video Soul. Might be getting too old for y'all, but Video Soul, and it'd be like the top 20 songs. So it would be a mixture of R&B and hip hop.
That's what you listen to at nap time?
No. Let me.
Like, what?
But so they would play them, and it's a lot of Boys to Men. It was just whatever was popping back then in the 90s. It was on Video Soul. So during nap time, I would actually create a top 10 of my own and sing every song word for word. Like I would say number 20, Guy. And I would sing that song. I would just sing that song, the whole song. Number 19. And then I would pick a song.
Like to yourself?
To myself, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like number 19. So when you ask this question, what was the first rap song?
Unknown caller.
Uh-oh. When you asked me what was the first rap song, I was like, damn, rap song? Because I think I first got into, like, I was actually remembering R&B way more than hip hop.
Put your phone on silent, man. Damn.
Right? I didn't expect people to be hitting me up around this time. So I was like a big R&B guy, listening to a lot of, like, I knew Boys to Men songs word for word. Didn't know what the fuck they was talking about.
Right.
It was like, we belong together, and you know I'm right. I was so young. I'm like, so what is he saying? Like, what does that even mean? Like, are y'all together?
I ain't even think about it. I just sung the shit, just kept it moving. Like,
are you stalking her? What are we doing
tell.
here? So that was my thing. But if I'm correct, Will Smith "Summertime" was definitely mine. What was yours?
Mine, I think my first rap song was probably "Mo Money, Mo Problems."
Really?
Yeah. It's probably "Mo Money, Mo Problems."
You're only 3 years younger than me, but
because I didn't really gravitate towards stuff until I got a little older. Right. So I wasn't like the only thing with music that at that age, I think when Mo Money, Mo Problems came out, I was probably in like 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. Mm-hmm. And prior to that, remembering that on my own, the only sense of music I had before that was diving through your box of cassette tapes and Wu-Tang tapes. Like nigga used to have big ass Timberland boxes full of cassette tapes. Yeah, and you playing on Wu-Tang tapes and your little boombox was the only bit of music I would really get until I stumbled upon it myself. So by 5th grade, Mo Money, Mo Problems came out. And I remember I wanted to be like Puffy because at Mace they had the shiny shoots. I thought them shits was cool as hell. And that's when goggles was popping. They had the goggles to the side. Oh shit! You see what they got on with the fresh, with the low cut Air Forces, with the stitching of the color that they wearing on a suit on a sneaker. Nah, that's fresh. I don't want to do that.
You are the first person that I've heard say that.
Bro, I was in the 5th grade, bro. Like I was in the 5th grade. Come on.
Like you just described their whole gear. Like you see the Air Force.
I remember, bro. I remember being extremely fascinated. I thought that shit was cool. I thought I was going to get me one. Like I remember Mace had the red one in the little room when they throw your rollies in the sky. I was like, ooh, them niggas cool as hell. Throw your rollie. I ain't even got a rollie, nothing. I got like a fucking Payless watch. I'm like in the video.
And first off, I had a wide range of music in my Timberland box. It was a lot of music in there. And
bro, it was mostly all New York niggas, bro. CNN, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, all fucking 38 members of them. Nas. So it was all New York shit.
So we talking late 90s, early 2000s. Who else was out? That was it at the time.
I don't fucking know. Again, I wasn't into it, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, really, at that time, no internet really. So all you knew was your local celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't really listen. Me personally, I know some people gonna listen to this and claim they was listening.
That's until Cash Money comes. Well, you listen to Cash Money? You listen to Cash Money?
And I had Cash Money in that Timberland box. Absolutely,
yeah, Cash Money's probably in there. Yeah.
That's a fact. Thanks for bringing that up because I'm like one of the only ones that was listening to like all them BGs, not just
Naquan was. To shout out to Naquan, he live in Atlanta now, but Naquan from down the street when we lived on Locust, Naquan and Ace of them niggas, they was all bubbing that Cash Money. I never forget that shit. That nigga was dead serious about his Cash Money. Shout out to Naquan. I hope he see this shit because he gonna remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I definitely was. I had like a whole bunch of. See, that's the time I missed though. Honestly, like I'm not a big fan of what's it called? DSPs, like what is it called? But basically the streaming services. Like it's cool, but it's nothing better than actually buying, a tape and just having it and cherishing it and playing it for a month. And
nah, fuck that. You want that bullshit. I ain't trying to do that. Let me get that streaming, nigga. Well, if you buy it, but then the thing about that is also back in the day, if you bought somebody CD, you run the risk of it being trash and wasting your money.
Yeah, that was things.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I didn't pay $15 for this CD and I only like one song and this whole motherfucker's garbage.
Well, that's why.
So whereas now in the streaming service, I'm paying for all these songs for a monthly fee, and if I don't like this shit, it is to never be seen on my playlist ever again.
And that's why you stick with your guns and you buy all Wu-Tang. You know you're gonna get a good piece of album out of that. But speaking of that era, we there. You want to talk about the Verzuz that just went down a few weeks ago?
Oh man, so I'm sure everybody's talked about it. You know what I'm saying since it happened, but the most epic Verzuz battle that to date has taken place was the last Sunday at Madison Square Garden. The Locks versus Dipset, bruh. Now, going into it, just like all the verses, it's always, fans sticking or siding with who they think is going to win or who they think the better group or artist is. And to my dismay, there were a lot of people going for Dipset. And I don't know if niggas actually listen to music or if you just roll with who your favorite is. But if you actually listen to music, you would know Dipset might have had more anthems and like a bigger impact as far as like street niggas or whatever, maybe, I don't know. But the Locks are clearly just better rappers and performers. And that shit showed 100 times over. Like, how do we know what?
How do we know that they were going to be better performers? I personally didn't know that. I had Dipset winning. I think.
Well, I kind of looked at it like I was looking at them as individuals, like people, like Dipset and some Hollywood niggas. Like they street niggas went Hollywood. The Locks been the same exact niggas since they came out, bro.
Yeah.
They been the same niggas. Yo, I'm out here. What's up, baby? I'm regular. Just like mad regular. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with Dipset. I like their music. But you could tell them niggas ain't been on stage together in like 15 years.
Yeah.
You could tell they ain't really got no chemistry together. They probably barely even talk to each other. It was one part where, Jada was talking the whole time. And Joel's kind of started going back and forth with him at one point. And wasn't nobody saying shit. But then here go Cam in the background talking, yo, let him talk, Joel's, let him talk. I'm like, you ain't the leader. It's like, niggas don't even listen to you. Let him talk, Joel's. I was like, well, why would he just stop talking because he said let him? Like, no, like
those is grown ass men though. Like, I'm not the 18-year-old you signed, Cam.
Let him talk. Let him talk, Joel's. I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, that shit was just weird. Cam was late. Then looked like he left early, and then he came back. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. Like, you could tell them niggas was there for whatever benefit was there for them, whether it was a check, whether it was the exposure, or whether it was just the pictures to post on the Instagram. But you could also tell that the Locks was prepared. They knew what they came to do. They knew how to win the crowd over. And it was live vocals. Them Dipset niggas was talking over their own fucking records. Like, they didn't know the words. Like Jada said, it's like Jay was like, Jimmy ain't even know the words. But it was like no contest. Like, nah.
Everything.
But I'm listening. Go ahead.
Everything you saying is correct. I'm just saying we didn't know none of that till them niggas got on stage. We didn't know that there was no chemistry between them. And you forget that, them niggas, Dip, Cam, Jimmy, they don't really rock with each other really like that. Like, but
I ain't forget that shit.
Yeah, but like the Locks is cool, but you see a lot of Jada. Like, you don't see them together a lot either. And if you've never, and I actually went to a Bad Boy concert and saw the Locks perform, and I actually saw the Locks perform again at the Rough Rider tour. But I saw
the Locks perform at Onyx Strip Club in Philly, and it was dope.
I was there with you.
Yeah, you was there. Yep. Styles P came out with some gym shorts and a big ass bottle of Henny and some flip flops.
Back when Beanie Siegel was like,
Beanie was there. Yeah, he was like, "Hey Philly, this is the Locks."
Yeah,
he was there too. Yeah,
he was standing right next to me. Like, that's when people had that big ass head. Like, you couldn't like see.
Oh shit! You know what? Actually, I did. We met Siegel that night. That's great. I forgot all about that.
You met him because I didn't. I
dapped him up right before he went on stage, and he cursed the crowd out for not being energetic enough when the Locks was on stage. Right before he went on stage, I was like, "Yo, what's up? See, what's good?" He dapped me. He looked like he was drunk as fuck, or he ain't even care.
Yeah, he just happened to see.
And he just kept, you know what I'm saying? He just kept it going. I forgot all about that night.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that you just described when it came to Dipset was, stuff that we saw that night. Like, oh, these niggas don't know the words to their rhymes. Freaky Zeke was, bro, like Freaky
stole the show, and not in a good way. Like,
yeah, man. It's like
somebody tweeted, it was like they was on like song 19, and somebody tweeted was like, "This nigga Freaky ain't run out of moves yet."
Like that. Listen, I've always, whatever Freaky Zeke, whatever part he played, like on the Dipset albums, I've always skipped them. Like, I thought his skits was stupid.
Always be the girls with the pretty face and the pretty rise.
What's that?
That was my shit.
Okay.
That was a skit off Come Home With Me.
Yeah. But anytime Freaky did like a skit or whatever, I was always like skipping it because I just never was a fan of his, man. So I wasn't expecting Freaky. There's a lot of things I wasn't expecting, like Freaky.
You know, he amazed me though, because he looked like he was hot as hell, but yet he never came out that track jacket that had all those shades on fucking night with all those moves. I know his shades was fogged up from all the dancing that she was doing. He never removed any extra layers that he was wearing, and he danced the whole fucking night. I know a cokehead when I see one. I know the coke moves when I see him, bro. Like, it's just not right. A nigga gonna take a break. Like, right. I'm tired of dancing. Like, that nigga took no breaks, bro.
And so basically, I mean, the Locks Molly whopped him, and just watching it after it, you know what I mean, just listening to them, how they came up under Diddy, came up under Big, came up under the whole Bad Boy, just came up under X, came up under so many legends. Of course, they was prepared for this, and Dipset is really just a group of individuals, a bunch of people Cameron, you know what I mean, put on. You know, if this was Cam versus a Jadakiss or Cam versus anybody, could have went differently. Could have went a little
Jada still would have won. Jada still would have won.
I think Jada's energy.
It's just the showman. It's just the showmanship.
Yeah, Kiss.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, if it wasn't no crowd there, maybe it would have been different. If it wasn't a crowd, maybe it would have been different.
Like, imagine them playing them songs over Instagram in your living room. It's different.
It's different. That's completely different. But when you, like, as I was watching it, for those of y'all that don't know, you download the Fight app when the Verzuz come on, and you can stream it right to your TV. It's like watching a fucking concert for free. Like, it was fucking amazing. So I got the shit up on the TV, and I'm watching it. And when Jada was like, "Hold on, is this not New York? Is this not the Mecca of hip hop? Why they rapping? Why they not rapping their words? Why they rapping over the beat? Y'all could have stayed in the car for that. This is live vocals." Like, yo, I felt like I was there. Like, I felt all that energy. It was just too dope. And from that moment, for me, he won the whole shit. Like, it was, they didn't recoup. They didn't recoup from that for the rest of the night.
That's what I was trying to tell people, like, trying to explain it to that way. Kiss was so energetic. Like, he had them winning. Like, he beat them off his charisma alone. Like, nobody probably would have noticed Santana not knowing the lyrics. They probably wouldn't have.
They would have noticed that ugly ass outfit though.
Oh man, he.
Somebody said that nigga looked like a pile of laundry on the edge of the bed.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's crazy how a Verzuz that was so one-sided. I think the last one that was this one-sided to me, but was still good, was Jeezy and Gucci. I think Jeezy smoked Gucci, but it was still entertaining.
You think so? It was entertaining. It was entertaining. I like both, actually.
Well, both what? Both artists or both verses?
Both artists and the Jeezy and Gucci joint. I appreciate both of them.
Yeah, so that one was a good versus, even though I think Jeezy won easily, and I think the Locks won easily. It just didn't look. It was dope, and even though Dipset might have lost 18-2 or whatever Kiss said,
20-0.
Nah, bro, they
man, I'm not even gonna give niggas credit for the 2. Like, fuck that 2. That shit don't even count. Like, 2 points. You want 2 points?
I mean, give me.
You a grown.
You
want 2 points.
I want all mine, even if it's
18-2 and 20-0. That's the same shit to me. That's the same shit to me.
Oh man, so we was watching the speaking of New York, speaking of, you know what I mean, like a ruckus crowd, just speaking of shit happening. We was watching the documentary of the Malice in the Palace, right?
Oh man, yo, this shit was crazy.
Right.
No, in Detroit.
No, I know, but I was saying Ryan Artest is from Queens, New York.
Okay, yeah.
And basically, I wasn't going to watch it. You suggested that I watch it. I turned it on. I didn't want to watch it because I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean, whatever. But
I felt the same way. But then when I watched it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Have you noticed whenever you put on a documentary, it always makes something make sense or some dumb shit?
It sucks you in all the time. Because as I'm watching it at the beginning, I was like, why the fuck is they talking about the early stages of Jermaine O'Neal's career? I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Just show me the fight. But then it made sense at the end where it was like, yo, he's the one that lost the most out of all of that shit as far as his potential in his career.
I'm not too mad at that Jermaine O'Neal story because I didn't really follow his career. I know he was in Portland, but see, you don't know. I think the story is important of when you are the man on your high school team and college team, and you go to the pros. Now you're the fourth best player on your position. You don't know how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys.
Jermaine O'Neal was the best at that time in his position on his team.
Nah, if you watch the joint, he was behind Rasheed. He was behind a bunch of other big men on Portland.
Portland. I thought you were talking about Indiana.
No. He was on Portland first.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes when you're a rookie.
I know, but but his thing was he didn't know, like he didn't understand that. Like he went from, because I think he came straight from high school. So he went from high school being the man to actually going to the league. Now you the fourth in your position. You can't even get off the bench. Like players need rhythm. Like a lot of players, it's nice. You watch the summer league.
Yo, everybody in NBA is nice.
The summer league, they get busy. Like the guy that played for the Heat, Struce, whatever his name is, he just hit a game-winning 3. Like,
but when the season starts, you barely gonna see his ass if he makes the roster.
But when the season starts, because of the basically like the favoritism,
the politics,
like what time you get in the game, the plays ran. Like there's a lot of things that can stop a player from actually, displaying their potential. But I watched this guy, a guy that gets no burn on the Miami Heat, walk up, right? It's overtime, and they're playing sudden death. He walks up the court and then basically shoots the 3 game winner. But he's not going to get that opportunity in the NBA game. I say all that to say,
it's not your shot.
Right. Everybody in the NBA is nice. I get that. But so with Jermaine O'Neal, he came into the league. Now you're the fourth best player in your position. So I appreciate that story. I like to hear that. And like you said, by the end of the doc, you realize why that was such an important part.
Right.
Because I really didn't put 2 and 2 together that Ron Artest was the only, and Jack. Captain Jack won the ring. Like everybody won the ring except for Jermaine O'Neal.
And he was the one that actually didn't run in the crowd. Like he wasn't in the crowd at all.
Yeah.
Ron Artest and Jack, they went up for that motherfucker. Yeah. Hey, can we take a second to acknowledge how real Steven Jackson is, bro? Like, if he wasn't in the documentary, it would have been very dry. It would have been so dry.
Yeah.
Bro, that nigga was like, how do you not know Reggie Miller's on the internet basis? I was like, yo, like, this nigga funny as hell. But yeah, like, I what people don't realize in that moment, and I hope that documentary shows, is that everything that happened was Ron Artest reacting to shit that people was doing to him. First of all, Ben Wallace is weak as hell for allowing that foul to make him go that far. He didn't clip him, he didn't elbow him, he didn't slack him in the back of his head. He gave him a hard foul. And even though they was beating the shit out of y'all at that point in the game, you was just a little bit too sensitive about it.
I think that was his issue. They was mad that they was getting whooped. They was the world champions and they was getting whooped by the Pacers.
Boo fucking who?
Yeah, like because what he did was crazy. Like if you like I say, watch the documentary.
He mushed that man. He mushed Ron like all in his shit.
But look, it's more to it that I never really paid attention to. So not only do you mush Ron, right? Then I didn't notice the part where Ben Wallace started taking off headbands and throwing it at him. Now you like off the basket, like Ron, like everybody's separated. You're still trying to get at Ron Artest because of a hard foul. And like they said, it makes sense. Right. We was whooping them. So now the fans that's normally down there in the expensive seats have left.
They left.
Which I would have too. We getting whooped. I'm not going to stay to the end of the buzzer if we're not going to win. I'm leaving.
I'm not going to stay in traffic after we just got smashed by 20. Like, no.
Right. So now all the drunken Detroit people come down or whatever. They coming down more. Ben Wallace is throwing stuff at Ron Artest. You might think, yo, I throw this. They might not even see me. They might not even get caught. Like, and what's the odds that I'm going to hit him? So now you throw the bottle at Ron Artest. Now once again, because Ron Artest has been getting killed for this. When was this? Like 15? This is a while.
This is 04.
Okay, so this is almost going on 20 years, right? Because they was like, oh, Ron Artest runs into the stands, but he doesn't want to fight Ben Wallace. Keep in mind what Ron Artest was saying. He was saying in therapy, you relax, you count. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to calm down. So not only was he trying to, calm down from the Ben Wallace situation, and then y'all still throw shit at him. Like, it's just a difference, fam. Like, don't tell me you can spit on me. Don't tell me you can throw stuff on me. Like yeah, Ben Wallace did aggressively approach me, but everybody was holding his back. You get what I'm saying? It's like, all right. And normally, you don't really see this in the NBA. Everybody relax. What Captain Jack say? Normally, people don't want to.
No, don't want to fight, man. Nobody's fighting in the NBA. Like, it's too much to lose, bro. Like, you're not fighting in the NBA.
Yeah, bro. Like, you really not about to, like. Shout out to Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. Like, they got it on.
Oh, they got right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like they got it on. Kobe, Reggie Miller. There's some fights that did happen, but it's like
one Carmelo hooked the other boy on the Knicks. Remember that in New York?
I would say that was nasty, bro. I wouldn't
drop the book.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was a fight. That was bad. But so Ben Wallace, like I blame Ben Wallace for the Malice in the Palace. So basically,
I blame Ben Wallace and the asshole who threw the beer, man.
Right. So Ron Artest runs in the stands and actually attacks the wrong person. And Captain Jack, shout out to Captain Jack, fam. Captain Jack goes up there and
he said as soon as he ran up there, he was going to try to help Ron. And as soon as he got up there, he saw another guy throw a bear in his face.
Right.
And that's the dude he hooked. Boom. ASAP. Wow. Right. Mopped him.
Yo, it was a crazy scene. No security was there. Like I said, a documentary, not saying that they shouldn't have, you know what I mean, swung it. To me, they swung it in the players' favor, where you could tell that those three men were the victim of, you know what I mean, like just some hate. Some just hate in Detroit. Because watching it live, you like personally me, never me do I associate money with how you should handle yourself if you feel like you're being violated. But everybody, man, look at these millionaires.
Look at these millionaires acting like thugs. Yo, that nigga threw a beer on me. Yo, here's another millionaire seeing his millionaire homie getting jumped by some broke niggas.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm going in there.
That's a fact. That listen, this is not a knock on all white people, right? But this kind of reminds me of the recent video. Have you seen that video where old girl was like, "You made my boyfriend cry"? You saw that one? Okay, well, there's this video out, right, where you know this white lady comes on another person's yard and she says, "You made my boyfriend cry," right? So they get into this argument. So the guy is everybody's yelling, "Touch me, touch me! I bet you won't touch me," because if you touch them, they'll call the cops. Not actual fight back. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So after the video is like 5 minutes long, if not longer, a fight breaks out. The guy that's recording it, that's cursing everybody out, he's getting his ass whooped.
Was that at Popeyes?
Nah, this is
that's another video. Okay.
Right. He kindly gets up and grabs the water hose because he was wetting his chicks up. He was wetting with the water hose. So some dude went over there, start beating him up. Bang, bang. So after they break the fight up, he grabs the water hose again and starts wetting him again. I'm like, fam, you just got your ass beat. Like, you just got beat. Like, they don't like it. Like, so my thing is, sometimes with the white media, when somebody punches you in the face, they take it. They take it. They don't fight back. Well, we not from that community. If somebody's attacking me, we attacking them. Yeah, Ron Artest.
I asked my son the other day, what do you do if somebody hits you in school? He said, "Daddy, I'm going to tell the teacher." I said, "No." I said, "No, no. You slap their ass back and then you tell the teacher." He said, "But Daddy, that's wrong." I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
That's one for kids, man. You don't want to, like, I've had that situation happen, you know, picking my son up for camp. Hey, you know, Mr. such and such, we got to let you know that there was an altercation today. Somebody, you know, they hit your kid or whatever. And of course you want to make sure they're okay, but then they hate your head. You like, well, what did you do? You know, did you hit them back? Like you want them to hit them back. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing you don't want to have is that kid that gets punched in the face and they just sit there. So it didn't hurt. No.
Right. Nah.
You're not about to do that. It doesn't matter that it didn't hurt. Like, you're not gonna do that kid that
and yes, it did. Yeah. Don't lie to me. Don't fucking lie. You got punched in the face, bro. So no way you can tell me that shit didn't hurt. Like,
right. And don't start crying 5 minutes later.
Right.
So basically, you know what I mean, Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and Steven Jackson was surrounded
suspended.
They were surrounded by a lot of hate. The chairs, they was throwing chairs, they was throwing drinks,
everything, food. Crazy. It was crazy stuff.
So you watch these three men get attacked, and the first thing the media goes and do is, oh, look at these millionaires, look at these thugs, look at these, and I'm sitting there watching it getting hot. It's like, yo, bro, I hate the media. I hate the media and how they portray us, man. Like it made me so hot, and that's why I stay away from certain shows because it pisses me off. It puts
me. Who made me mad? The little fat fucker that ran on the court and squared up with Artest in the documentary. He tried to make it seem like they were looking for seats or some shit like that when he clearly made his way down to the court and squared up with Artest. Like, he hopped in Artest's face like this. Like, what's up? The Artest popped off on his stupid ass. Gave him work. And then he dropped him, and that's when Jermaine O'Neal saw the scuffle and ran over and hit him with the meanest jab I've seen at that time and knocked his ass out.
Yeah, but luckily Jermaine O'Neal slipped and fell because that clean joint would have, like Reggie said, that would have been a body. And Jermaine O'Neal wouldn't even been there to actually do that.
He tore his face up. He still got him good. He
said they got to the back and Ron Artest was like, "They gonna get in trouble."
Jermaine O'Neal was like, "What?"
Yeah,
dove on his ass.
Yeah,
but it's a good documentary though. But it just, I think what I got from it the most is that basically it just again shows you how the media manipulates the actual story, bro. Like, it wasn't about what actually happened. It was just about basketball players with money fighting. Like, that's it. And just because you have money, you're supposed to allow disrespect to happen to you.
Yeah, like never. That's just never going to be the case. Like, I'm sitting there watching documentaries like, bro, we need our own league. Like, I'm just hot. Like 20 years ago, like, yo, we need our own league. Like David Stern. Like, I know David Stern just passed. You know, rest in peace, David Stern.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
But you hot. Like, yo, look at these. Like, come on, bro. Like, but at the end of the day, you get it because the objective is to protect the brand. Like, the objective is like at the end of the day, the people don't care. Like,
right, and they said too, David Stern, like the sentencing to suspend them came like 2 days after it happened, and they didn't even reach out to call them to talk to them and figure out what happened. Like, they just went based off the video or the initial video. I don't think they went to the palace and did like a full investigation and wanted to see every single video angle of everybody that was involved or whatever like that. They literally was only looking at the 3 players involved. Like,
yeah.
The cop was even about to mace Reggie Miller. He was in a suit trying to get Artest off the court. And that's why Steven Jackson was like, how do you not know who Reggie Miller is? If you from Indiana and you live in Indiana, how do you not know Reggie Miller is on the Indiana Pacers, bro? Like, it's just ridiculous.
I hated everything about that because if you actually look at that part, Reggie Miller with a suit on, a guy with a suit on, had Ron Artest and he was walking off. The cop ran up with mace. Bro, nobody's in danger, right? Like, it's not like Ron Artest
and Reggie Miller is fighting.
Yeah, that's not what you saw. Like, I don't understand why is it that everybody else could see something different, but sometimes police just can't. Like, they always think they see danger when black men are around.
And then the nigga said, I didn't know it was Reggie Miller at the time. He had a suit on. Bro, if he has a suit on, that means he's doing some business. He's a man of business. Everybody else that was involved either had on a uniform or they had on streetwear. Like, nobody else. He had to, like, the corporate officers up there fighting. Everybody involved in the melee had a suit on. Like, Reggie Miller was the only 6'8" nigga out there with a suit on.
And that just goes to show you what they think about black people, bro. Because Reggie Miller don't look like nobody but Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller.
No, he do not. Bro. he look like the Planter's Nut guy, but he don't look like nobody else.
You know, the Planter's Nut guy ain't in Indiana, so that got to be Reggie Miller.
Come on, man.
So the media, once again, we're talking about something that happened in 2004, damn near almost 20 years later. The media is at it again. The USA basketball team just won gold. And boy, did they try to make a big deal out of Kevin Durant and Draymond Green.
Unknown caller.
And Draymond.
Hotline.
I know, man. So basically, they try to make a big deal out of Draymond Green and Kevin Durant being a little saucy after winning gold, after your own people, America, said that they couldn't beat France. After, this isn't, every time the Olympics roam around, they compare the basketball team to the Dream Team, and people always think about the Dream Team played a bunch of plumbers and people who knew nothing about basketball. Not saying they wouldn't have won anyway, but every game
they definitely would have won.
They would have won anyway, but every game is not going to be a 40-point blowout. Like, we got to get over that. It's going to be some competitive games, and I'm all here for it. I love the competitiveness of the world because it makes it feel like you won something. Man, you got all these other players, you got all these other people competing and wrestling in the beam. You like, man, you don't know who's going to win. Hockey, volleyball. But when it comes to the men's basketball team, we supposed to just wash everyone. What does that gold medal win if you win by 50 a game? I'm sorry, like.
Yeah, that's true. I get that. I personally want to issue an apology to the U.S. men's basketball team. I didn't think they was going to do it. I didn't think so. I didn't think they were a good enough team to do it, to be honest with you. But I'm glad they did it. And I'm not mad that they gloating about doing it neither. Like, hey, man, I don't know if people know, but shitting on your haters is a pretty good feeling. Yeah, you should try it sometime. But, you know, still be classy about your shit. But if it's people publicly doubting you, and they publicly putting you down for your ability and your craft that you work on day in and day out for months and years, and when you achieve what they said you wasn't going to do, and you got to get your nose rubbed in that.
And especially if you Kendrick Perkins, because he was the main culprit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to hear all that, bro.
But he's been on fire for the last few months, bro. First off, I mean, he said some wild stuff before, but he started to catch my attention when he said the Phoenix Suns was the next dynasty before they even won. Like, they up 2-0, and he goes, they're the next dynasty. They didn't even win. They didn't even win the championship.
They lost the next 4 games.
They lost the next 4 games. And then draft night, he couldn't even pronounce the kid's name. Like, people was making fun of him pronouncing the kid's name. Third, he picked. He said the Olympic team wouldn't win. So now, like, I get it, right? Shock jockeys, right? Like, we talk a lot about the Skip Baylesses, the Stephen A. Smiths. Like, we talk about people who stand out. Why? Because they say some crazy stuff, but sometimes they write and they stand on it. And on radio, like, in order to be put on, sometimes you got to say or do the most craziest things to stand out. People who hate you or love you, and you just become that.
Because the thing about it is, when you say shit for shock value and you get the reaction you're looking for, now, even though you're gonna say some bullshit that people don't agree with, people still gonna listen to what it is you're gonna say next.
But Perk,
and that equals ratings and shit. So you're gonna get put on shows.
But Perk is having the opposite effect, I believe, because we all think he's an idiot. We think he's trash. Like, he's having the opposite effect. Like, this could lead Perk on to his own show. Like, I get what he's trying to do. Perk can have his own show. He can start getting paid more money, but he doesn't. But he's just not smart. So people don't respect him on the court. Like, Boston lied. Oh man, if Perk didn't get hurt that year, he played the Lakers, wouldn't have mattered. Like, Perk is not going to. He's not the change. He's not the difference in championship.
I don't know, actually, because he was a defensive difference maker at that point in time during those 2 championship runs that the Lakers and the Celtics played each other. Now, me personally, I was extremely happy that he got hurt, because I knew that heightened our chances. But he was a difference in the middle in those series at that time. But fuck him anyway, because we won that second one. But anyway, go ahead.
When you got Pierce, Garnett, Ray, and Rondo as the 5th guy, you know, you can be Superman because we're hiding how trash you are. That's just me.
That's true. You can't hide that shit in OKC.
You couldn't hide that nowhere. Anywhere else he went, you couldn't hide that shit. So they be like, oh man, Perkins. No, bro. You're decent on a super team.
Right.
So basically the media, I just hate how the media portrays us, and it just had me in my bag as to this is why I be thinking sometimes we need our own media. You know what I'm saying? We can be our worst critics as well, you know.
That's why LeBron do what he do. That's why he started the uninterrupted shit. LeBron don't do interviews. You don't see LeBron on ESPN or none of that shit. I'm doing my own interviews. You never see LeBron on ESPN, like, ever. It's like Jay-Z going to the Breakfast Club. Like, you just don't see that shit.
And you
just don't go.
I think the older players, as you can see them being kind of like rebellious when it comes like after game interviews, they don't want to talk to people. Like, I've seen Kevin Durant say, like, Barkley, what are you talking about? Like
right.
Like, people are just frustrated with, like, bro, I don't want to talk to y'all after the game.
Because these analysts actually, when they speak on certain shit, these niggas don't be knowing shit, bro. They just take their knowledge of what they know based on their experiences and they apply it to the situations with players that they don't even talk to about the shit that's going on. That's why Kevin Durant always getting on niggas like, bro, it was one time him and Stephen A. Smith was going at it. Stephen A. Smith said some shit about him going to Golden State or whatever, and he was like, bro, nobody in my family talks to Stephen A. Smith. How the fuck how did he get that information? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, these niggas be making shit up, man. Some of them have reliable sources. Some of them get a little bit of information from their sources, and then they stretch it and exaggerate it to make it seem like more, so they have a story. They got bosses on their ass. They got a deadline. They got material to provide. So they're gonna try to stretch whatever information it is they can get and try to make it seem like something. So they ask to stay on TV.
Yeah, and I don't get it. You ever be watching some of them? I'm watching Summer League yesterday, and I forgot the player's name. But you know, they go out and they interview you at halftime, and his response was, "As long as both teams play hard, no, as long as we play together, we should be okay." That's another question. As long as both teams play together, we should be okay. It's a waste of time. Let them go to the locker room and get ready for the second half. We do not need an interview. Like they used to do that with Greg Popovich. Like Greg Popovich, a waste. Like they just want to see his reaction. They just want reaction out of you.
Right.
Like, you know he mad. His team is playing terrible. So you're going to ask him annoying questions.
Hey, Popovich, it's second half going into the third quarter. You guys are down by 37. What do you suggest your team do to get back in the game? Play defense and score buckets.
Bro, we don't.
Like, you know, play defense. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck else are you supposed to do here? Like,
yeah. But hey, yo, if you haven't seen Malice in the, it's not even called Malice in the Palace. It's one of them.
Yes, it is. It's called Untold Malice in the Palace.
Okay, Untold Malice in the Palace on Netflix. I think they're going to be doing a few more documentaries. That's going to be the Untold is going to be like a new series on Netflix. So make sure you check that out, man.
Yeah, check it out. It's entertaining.
You ready to get some fresher Fiasco?
Oh yeah, but one more thing. Fuck that 04 Pistons team. By the way,
absolutely.
So yeah, go
ahead. Fresher Fiasco. Robin from Batman has come out as bisexual. Fresher Fiasco.
I got a question before I answer. Are there any other homosexual or bisexual cartoon characters or comic book characters, rather?
Are they?
I'm asking. I'm legit asking. I don't know.
Recently, we just saw Loki. I think the Loki character.
Loki's gay?
Yeah.
When?
He just had the series on Disney. He came out. Yeah. He the other. It was a show full of like Lokis. So the other Loki, the female Loki, whatever. I'm not that, you know what I mean, keen. Like I'm not that nerd guy on Marvel. So basically a Loki represents a group of people. It's not just him. But the other Loki was asking him, you know, what he ever think about being in a relationship. He just was like, he, she, whoever. So it's like eggs you had to catch. So stuff like that. So he's like open to anything that comes his way. Robin's not the first, bro.
I'm going Fiasco, man. I'm going Fiasco. I don't mind, you know, people living their life and stuff like that. But then again, maybe it is fresh because, you know, they can write in stuff to have every group feel included or involved. It's a little weird because he's been a character that we've known for like since the 60s. Robin has been in the comic books. I don't know how many Dick Graysons there have been since then, but this is the first that they're taking this spin with this character. I don't know, man. It's tricky. I see the positive in it, but at the same time, you could have made a brand new character and had him be whatever sexual orientation you chose to have him. We've known Robin for a very long time, and I don't understand why they chose him to apply that orientation to. Kind of don't make sense, but that would have been. I think I would have been more accepting if it was a brand new character that they made instead of a character that we've known our whole lives. And I remember Dick Grayson in one of the Batman's movies being like a little Bruce Wayne, a little playboy. Like he had honeys. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a little weird, a little bit. Make a new character be with that orientation instead of one that we've known to be how we've known him this whole time. I don't like to switch up.
I'm gonna go fresh because of the consistency that I'm just seeing, and it's been happening for a long time. So here's the thing with Robin, right? There's never been one Dick Grayson. Like as far as heroes go, like right now we got Captain America, we got the Black Captain America, right? So, but he's Captain America. So when they go, Captain America's black, well, they're not talking about Steve Rogers, talking about a whole nother Captain America. So Batman has always changed. Like he's Bruce Wayne, but then there's always been like there'll be a black Bruce Wayne, there'll be a Chinese Bruce Wayne, there'll be a black Superman. There's just always going to be like a rotation of characters. And right now, being bisexual or being gay, it could be their turn, like their avenue for Okay, now this 2021 Robin, because the Robin that they displayed was the Robin from like 1965. Like, I get it. It looks like an old character. I don't think they're saying that the original Robin was bisexual. I think that they're saying that we're moving forward with, okay, the new Robin, he's going to be bisexual. But I did also read that they said that Robin always showed traits of that lifestyle. But if you don't
Since
know,
when?
But let's say if you don't know that lifestyle, then you wouldn't know. You just thought Robin was just being Robin. But apparently, Robin's actions have always displayed. You just had to be in the know to say, okay, I think Robin is one of them boys. And,
yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. I don't believe that one.
And another thing, it could represent just being in the closet the whole time and finally coming out. Who else came out? Woody. Woody. Remember Woody from
Toy Story?
Yeah, Woody came out. Yeah, it's you know what I mean?
The toy is gay.
I believe so. Woody, I believe so.
All right. I disagree with your Captain America analogy because other than the new Captain America, there's only been one Captain America. Like, even in the comic books, it ain't been that gene ain't get passed down, or that costume ain't get passed down to no other nigga. It's been that one same nigga. No, he was frozen for 70 years. No, and then he woke up.
But in the old comic books, the way Marvel is doing it, the next Captain America was black. Then there'll be a female cat. Like, there's always going to be a rotation of Marvel and DC characters. There's always going to change. Oh, so now the Captain America is black. Pretty soon she might be Asian, and after that he might be something else. And then something like they always going to rotate. There's a She-Hulk. There's a something else. I think the confusion could be is these people have been like gay their entire existence. I don't think that's the message, except for Robin. I just think that there's going to be a rotation of characters with the same name, like they gave Will Smith a hard time when he did Wild Wild West. Why? Because that nigga, the cowboy, was white. Well, he black now. So at the end of the day, to me, it's the same thing. Like, people don't like.
I think they just gave him a hard time because that shit was garbage. Bro. If it was good, nobody would have given a fuck if the cowboy was white or black. Like,
I think so. People see that's the thing though. People don't like their thing tampered with. So
that's it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect way to, because that's how I feel. Like, why you going to fuck with Robin? Like, even though I personally never really gave a shit about Robin, like, where Batman that type shit, but it's like,
let's talk about that. Niggas ain't never really get
niggas ain't get two shits about Robin. Like, when Robin's on the scene and he's trying to handle it, you like, nigga, call Batman. Like, what are you doing? Like, call Batman. Like, what the fuck?
Never call Robin to handle nothing. And Robin, you ever notice Robin never knew shit that was happening?
No, like, he didn't. That's why I was like, yo, call Batman, bro. Like, you ain't even got the gadgets. Like, how you the underling? And you ain't even got half the potential or the gadgets that you ain't even cool, bro.
Fuck, like Batman would just bring him along for the rides. It's just like, holy crap, right. I'm about to die. No, we're not, Robin. I dipped both our suits and
I dipped both our suits in bombing fluid so that we can smell up the place and get out of here. Like, fuck out of here. Robin, but yeah, I guess you're right. It's fresh. It's fresh. I'm down with the difference. I guess it's just that it's been a character that I've known forever, that's now was like, hey, what's up? It's like your best friend just popping out on you, like, damn, nigga, all this time I'm just finding out. Like,
speaking of knowing somebody all your life, Quentin Tarantino, he kept his promise to never give his mother a penny after she belittled his writing. Fresh or Fiasco?
You go first.
Oh man, it's fresh. It's fresh.
Definitely fresh.
I'm gonna say it's fresh because a lot of times we think about our mothers as Black people and how close we are typically to our mothers. But there's there's other races out there that, kind of have different love. Eminem has 1 million diss records towards his mother. You never get it. I just couldn't fathom. I just couldn't fathom, like, being that mad at my mother that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will create
fuck you, mom.
Yeah, that's not the type of time we on. But at the end of the day, like, we've all had a hard time coming up. Like, we got beatings, punishment, but just never behaving your mom, which is never the energy. Never.
You say that shit when the doors close after you got your beating, but she never hear you in the pillow and shit.
And you don't really mean it. You don't really mean it.
But my mom, man.
Obviously, Quentin Tarantino meant this shit. He said he's not gonna give his mother. He's promised to never give his mother a penny because she belittled his writing. Now I said
so. when Quentin Tarantino was a young man trying to get his writing game on, and he was, trying to find his way with his talent to turn it to a profession, his mother was not too fond of him writing. She said she wanted to do something else, some other shit. And she would say shit to him like, that shit ain't gonna pay off for you. You might as well do something else, or fuck that writing, do some shit like that. And she said it to him one particular time, and he decided that when he made it with his writing, he vowed never to give her a penny of his earnings from his writing. And to this day, he's stuck to his guns. So sticking to the script was a person, it'd be goddamn Quentin Tarantino. And I ain't mad at him.
And honestly, just to keep going off that, you can know what that's like for when you got a dream and somebody tell you
right
it's not gonna pan out. But they be
that shit whack. But if I got hey, can you help me? Like, no, I'm making.
But they be the ones with their hand out though. Like they be the ones like as soon as that paper come, they're the ones with with their hand out, and you like, wait a minute, you want some of the money that I've made with my career? You said wouldn't pop off. Right. I mean, I would have had that conversation with them, but you still want to provide. It's still your mother, but I still say fresh because at the end of the day, that was your son, and you didn't support his dreams, and he handled it the way he handled it, and you should have been.
You could have told him if that's what you want to do, you could do that, but make sure you don't forget to do this too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't just have to shit on him all the way, and that's why you ain't getting no money.
And and still, like back then, there was only like a few jobs you can get. Like, you better go to college. Like, we don't have these conversations these days. Like, they tried to box you in. College, you want to be a cop, you want to be a lawyer, like people, a writer,
writing. A writer? You fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? A writer? Boy, please stop playing. Put that fucking notebook down. Go on there, get that construction job. Fuck is you doing?
I'm gonna go fresh though. You got it fresh though?
Yeah, it's definitely fresh, man. I'm all for the petty, bro. Don't put me down and then expect me to help you with the same means that I earned from which you put me down. No.
Fresher Fiasco. J.R. Smith is looking into his NCAA eligibility to play golf at the North Carolina A&T State University.
That's fresh. That's fresh. I didn't expect that shit, but it's fresh. Especially now since you can get paid for your likeness through NCAA. And Jermaine O'Neal. J.R. Smith is, a pretty recognizable NBA player. He could probably get some endorsements from golf. You got to check the whole eligibility thing, see how that works. I'm pretty sure he left college early and some shit like that. He probably left when he was a freshman or a sophomore or something like that. So maybe he has 2 years of eligibility with the NCAA to play golf. And maybe he's really good and he racks up some really, really big checks from fucking signing a golf club deal or a golf cleat deal by playing golf with you know what I'm saying? That I forgot the school, A&T, North Carolina A&T University, I believe. So yeah, I think it's fresh, man. If you can find another way to make money after your initial career ends, why the fuck not?
I'm going to go fresh. But we just spoke on the media and white media not too long ago, and golf is a different animal. Like Tiger was as clean cut as you can get. They still didn't like him because he was a mixed breed. You get what I'm saying? J.R. Smith is one of them Steven Jackson type of dudes, bro.
I don't think so. Not now. I don't think now. J.R. Smith not a wild dude. He don't be bugging out.
Yeah, but he's still J.R. Smith. He's still tattooed up. He still smokes weed. He still looks how he looks. In this golf we're talking about, they're not going. He doesn't even look as clean as. I'm trying to say he doesn't look as clean as Tiger. Yet they still gave Tiger a hard time. What do you think they're gonna do with J.R. Smith? What level?
He ain't gonna be out there in a basketball uniform. He gonna be out there in a fleece and some trousers. They ain't gonna see his tats in a sweater. They ain't gonna see his tats.
But I'm saying, look at Tiger Woods. Still was hated on.
There's no dodging that for sure. Like, he can play fucking bowling and there'll be somebody in the crowd like, fuck you, J.R. Smith.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. He might receive some backlash, but I don't imagine. I don't know. But it ain't like golf not really a heckling sport. For the most part, the motherfuckers be quiet when niggas is putting. Don't nobody say shit on the golf course to nobody.
Tiger Woods they've thrown racial slurs at Tiger Woods like whether you're in the crowd, whether it's the other golfers. Like it's a boy, like it's like one of them clubs. It's like you.
I mean, I think J.R. Smith is prime, man. He's been a professional basketball player for a number of years. I'm pretty sure he's heard his fair share of bullshit from fans and the media. Like, I don't think it's nothing in the media that's been said about J.R. Smith already that has been said. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just coming up and you just figuring out who he is. He been J.R. Smith. He's been the same guy. And I think in his later years in life, he's more relaxed and calm. So they could bring up stuff that he's done before, but what the fuck does that matter now? Like, I think he's good.
We shall see.
We knew that about me already, nigga. What's next? You know what I'm saying? I just hit a hole in one yesterday. But you want to talk about when I was with Melo in the fight in New York at MSG 20 years ago.
Yeah, they want to talk about I'm telling you, like, it's golf and it's just a different media circuit. And
I mean, weed is legal now, so go ahead.
I just wish the best though. And at the
shit is different.
I'm pretty sure in 5 years, maybe 10, we'll be watching a doc on how hard J.R. Smith had it in the golf world. We're gonna be hot. I'm just saying, I see it coming.
I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure Phil Mickelson roll up 1 or 2, man.
That's the thing. They all do. It's just they hate us. All them dudes, they smoke weed or do whatever. Like they just hate the sight of us.
Mean, you just gotta walk in your steps, man, regardless of, you know, the bullshit that may lay ahead. That's what you're gonna do. I think he's gonna be good. They might try to say they little 1-2, but I don't think it's gonna stop or hurt nothing. Shout out to J.R. Smith, man. Teach me how to golf, nigga. I don't know.
You don't even know if he's nice or not. Just because he got on the gear.
You can't be on the team and not be nice, bro. Like, them rich niggas be golfing all the time for money. I don't know why it's golf, and not pool, maybe. Like, but rich niggas love to play golf and gamble on golf for whatever reason.
You ready to get it to the fuck is you doing?
Yeah, man. Can I please be blessed with the smooth sounds of JJ Ice Fish, please? Because this nigga here, boy. Hey. This one right here, boy. What episode is this again?
Episode 192.
Podcast Brothers, episode 192. This fuck is you doing? This one's a doozy. This one is probably one of the funniest / saddest stories that you probably come across. There have been athletes before who have made this unfortunate move, and I just want to give you 1 or 2 examples before I get to the next victim of this terrible business decision. You have Noel Nerlens. Noel Nerlens, I don't know who the fuck he plays for now, but he's a professional basketball player. Once upon a time, he played for the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe he still does. I don't know.
He with the Knicks. Okay.
Once upon a time, he was with the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks offered Nerlens Noel a 4-year, $70 million contract, which he declined to test the market. Well, the market was pretty dry for Nerlens Noel this season, and he returned to the Dallas Mavericks, but not for the once offered 4-year, $70 million deal. This deal was for 1 year, $4 million, or like $5.4 million. He fired his agent immediately after that, as he should. Next up, the infamous Latrell Sprewell. Yes, right. Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell was offered a three-year, $21 million deal by the Minnesota Timberwolves, in which Latrell Sprewell replied, "How do you expect me to feed my kids with that?" The following year, he had no contract offers and he had zero NBA money. Which brings me to the next victim of dumb business decisions made in the NBA. And he goes by the name of Dennis Schroeder. Now, Mr. Dennis Schroeder was 2 years ago the second runner-up for the Sixth Man of the Year award behind Montrezl Harrell when he was playing for Oklahoma City Thunder. Montrezl Harrell was playing for the Los Angeles Clippers. Both of those guys decided the following year to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Both had subpar performances. Montrezl Harrell opted into his next year contract, which was worth like $9.7 million with the Lakers, which he was ultimately traded to the Washington Wizards for Russell Westbrook. But Dennis Schroeder was offered a 4-year, $84 million deal by the Los Angeles Lakers, despite us being bumped off in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Mr. Schroeder felt as though that deal wasn't good enough, and he sought to seek $100 million for his basketball ethic. Sure, test the market. Well, free agency came through like a goddamn hurricane. Everybody was getting paid. Lonzo Ball to the Bulls, 4 years, $80 million. Motherfucking Trae Young got the 4-year extension from the Hawks, $207 million. It's wild money being flown around. Players is getting picked up, checks is getting cut, teams is getting new players, new money. Nobody offered Mr. Schroeder anything after he declined the Lakers' 4-year, $84 million deal, except for one team, the Boston Celtics. And do you want to know what they offered that man? Instead of the 4-year, $84 million deal that he could have had and to be on the potential championship competing team the upcoming season, Mr. Schroeder was only offered one contract from the entire NBA from the Boston Celtics for 1 year and $5.6 million. And we all know that the Boston Celtics are not in championship contention. Fucking loser. So you go from making $20 million a year to making this 1 year, and you know this money is also taxed. So you got a $5.6 million contract. You might only see 3.2 at the end of this basketball season. And you go from sunny downtown Los Angeles to cold ass Massachusetts. Hey man, this is just a rainy day story if I ever fucking heard one, man. I'm okay with betting on yourself. Invest in yourself, seek what you feel you are worth, no problem. But also sometimes when a good deal comes along, you gotta fucking take it. You sacrifice $20 million a year for an extra $4 million a year to not get to making your negative $17 million. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. That was a bad business choice. I could imagine if you contemplated suicide once or twice doing this. I would be extremely pissed at myself for not accepting that deal. And with one of the most favored franchises in NBA history. And you were going to get paid and potentially win a championship within the next 4 years on that contract. Dennis Schroeder, please, brother, the basketball world would love to know what the fuck is you doing? Jesus Lord. Can we play the video when you get a second?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Please play the video. Jesus, boy.
Oh, killed the one. Max, you almost fall. Go ahead, Max. Go ahead. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Fuck is you doing, man? Oh my God.
Hey. Oh, man.
That's crazy, man. Yeah,
somebody
man.
On Dennis, make sure he okay.
He's gonna need a psychiatrist with him every game of this season when he gets his game checks and realize it's not a third of what he would have been making if he would have signed that contract.
Because let me tell you something. We spend that money in our head. We want to take care of family, whoever he has in his life. He thinking about, oh man, my contract year. I'm about to get 80 to 100 million. This is what we're gonna do with it. I'm gonna build a house. We're gonna do this.
He hyped the whole fam up.
And now
y'all gotta get a 1-bedroom condo in Boston.
Max, you gotta understand, $5 million after you tax that, looking at a little like 3. That's still not a lot of money compared to the lifestyle that they live already. Like $3 million could probably set me straight for life. But when you already live that lifestyle, $3 million ain't.
He probably $3 million in debt somewhere, man. His whole year's salary is wiped the fuck out right now.
Right, because the way them players spend money, they be like, I'm good for it. And
Right.
then,
You know, I got you, baby. Let me get this $100,000 loan. You know, I'll play for the Celtics. I got you.
I'm about to get $100 million next year. Like, let me get this loan. Like, okay, you good for it. And then
I can pay you a couple $100,000 back a year. You feel me? I got you. As soon as I sign my new contract. Okay. He probably in debt with bookies, cartel bosses. they coming for your ass, boy. You owe that cake. You got to give it up.
You better hope your wife is not the Chanel bag type, you know, because
she a white girl. He married to a white girl. She is.
Okay, well, that's the thing. When you're a millionaire and you still got to tell her to watch that, don't spend that.
Hey, don't spend that account, man. We need that. That's the rainy day fund. It ain't just spending, bitch.
That's crazy when you are a millionaire and you watching that bank account, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we got a budget. active young basketball player. You got
shit ain't no different from working at fucking Walmart. It's like
exactly.
You still got to budget money the same way. Like you just got more extravagant shit that you got to budget. It's the same shit.
Life is still expensive. The mortgage, the rent.
Right.
You ready to get up out of here? You got to pick up the little one, right?
Oh shit. I almost forgot. Yeah, I do. I'm glad you said something. I definitely do. I still got an hour though, but I'm like 30 minutes away from where you at. But yeah, we good.
All right, well, it's just Podcast Brothers, man. Episode 192, man.
Episode 192. You dig? Post that thing up there. Where we at right now? We on YouTube, Facebook, and what else?
Facebook, YouTube, and we on Twitter.
Hey, shout out to the good people. It's the Podcast Brothers back in action. Salute to the code. God damn it. Salute to the code. You heard? Rest in peace, code, man. All day long.
All right, man. We out. Oh, how do you turn this shit off? There you